Good morning, Coach Jack Daniels of the Boxers Training Channel. And as you can see, I have a new camera. That is because I have new equipment. I actually acquired a Apple laptop. So don't be surprised that the elevation of everything necessary to create a fabulous podcast will come to fruition. That's my intention. I need to have the best boxing newscast in the business. That is my intention. That is my goal. And I will eventually get there. So, again, Jack Daniels, Coach Jack Daniels of the Boxers Trainers Channel. And this morning, we want to have a conversation about Floyd Mayweather Jr. Shout out to Ship with Seal. Good morning, brother. This morning, we want to have a conversation. Gil Cole. Shout out to Gil Cole, my man. This morning, it is my intention to have a conversation about shout out to Ship will say, yes, sir. This is a new day, new set of goals and expectations. And I am committed to push this podcast to its limit. So therefore, I'm going to create a morning show and continue to push forward with boxing, the sport that I love so much. So let's get to the topic. Now, the allegations that have been reported is Leonard Ellerbe is parting company with Floyd Mayweather Jr. And my position on that, point five in the house, same regards to you, brother. And my position on that is, or the position I want to question is Leonard Ellerbe showing disloyalty or is this business as usual? After 20 years or so of being with Floyd Mayweather Jr., after going through the ups and downs of a successful venture, I have a problem with the sudden parting of ways with Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather. Now, a lot of people say Floyd Mayweather's promotional company is going a bust, right? It's going under. And it is easy to assume or infer based on the multiple accusations centered around Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather's business that is potentially a fact that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s promotion company is going a bust. Now, we don't know that to be the case because that hasn't been announced. So the only thing that I can do is connect the dots, infer. One infers leads to another, and eventually you come to a fact. So that is the intention of this journalist this morning, to bring the pieces together and see if they fit in to suggest that Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe indeed need to part company because there is no more Floyd Mayweather promotions. Now, I, again, don't know that to be a fact. These are flying allegations all over the internet, and there is a couple of sources that who I relatively rely on that have made the same assertions. So that being said, we're going to proceed with the fact that Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mayweather Promotions is going under. Based on this fact, for sure, that for the last month or so, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been held hostage in Dubai. That was confirmed yesterday from a source that I can't question the validity of it. He was in Dubai for sure, right? Held hostage. Now, the rest of the claims, the rest of the accusations about him being broke, I have questions about that. No, actually, Gil Cole. Um, this came from reliable sources that he was leaving. I didn't make the accusation. It came from a reliable source, who 9 times out of 10 is the correct assumption. But let the record reflect that this isn't the first instance where the subject came up about Leonard Ellerbe leaving uh, Floyd Mayweather promotion. Actually, shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but a couple of weeks ago, Blue Blood Sports made a video, and he was like pressing for Leonard Ellerbe to think about leaving Floyd Mayweather and going with Gervonte Davis. So that being said, it appears that that may have been the driving force, if in the event that this is true. Uh, Again, I am relying on reliable sources, right, to imply that Leonard Ellerbe is leaving. In fact, I go as far as to say it was quite a few people considered reliable that said that. Me too. I agree with that also. I agree with that. I agree with that. Gil Cole, I want to hear him say it himself. I agree with that. I agree with that. But on the presumption that is true, I think that that's a disloyal act, and I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that until we get some actual facts in regard to hearing it come out of Leonard Ellerbe's mouth. How about that? So moving on, what do you guys think about? I don't let me see know the particulars. No, I know the particulars, but I don't know the guy's last name. Jerron Boots and his that fight is being held at bay at the moment because the competition. Hey, I moved on, Gil. I moved on, brother. I'm gonna move on until Leonard Ellerbe, and if Leonard B. Ellerbe says that he's leaving for then we will revisit the conversation. But you're actually right. I kind of got beside myself because um, it was like 4 or 5 instances where people made the accusation, and 2 of them were legitimate in the sense that they were reliable. So, but you're absolutely right, brother. So let's move on to a topic that we don't have to work with assumptions. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. That fight has been canceled. Can we go with that? I know. Gil, hey, I try to deal with facts and the truth, brother. So, uh, no disrespect intended. I got that, brother. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the truth, right? I actually, you're absolutely right. I shouldn't have assumed that, even based on the fact that the source was reliable, which I am well within the right to do that. But I want to be more accurate and precise in my delivery to the people in the chat, because it is the truth that a journalist represents. Period. 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 A lot of cats. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be considered as one of those lot of cats, right? I want to be able to represent the facts when it comes to reporting the truth. How about that? But let's okay. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Now this is a fact. That fight was canceled based on the fact that Mike Tyson had some type of medical medical claim. I think it was his liver or his kidney. His doctor pulled him out of that fight because his kidney was failing or something of that nature. I'm not sure, but I do know that that fight has been canceled, which I kind of hate that because that fight was it was already made. Really, it was made, and people were clamoring. They was all over one another wanting to see that fight, and I was one of them because I believe that Mike Tyson would have pulled that off. A lot of people don't think so, but I think Mike Tyson would have pulled that off based on his age, and based on he wanted to prove to the public that just because you're getting old doesn't mean that you're washed up. That's my assertion. So another thing I want to bring up, and I'm glad Gil brought this up, is about journalism, man. You know what I mean? Like, even though these podcasts are really not regulated, right? But a lot of us are at the behest of being certified as journalists, carrying journalist passes, having the ability to get into fights and report the news. Report the news. You know what I mean? And the news, as it has been reported for years and years and years, represents the voice of actual facts and not assumptions, right? So I say that to say I am not beyond the pale of being corrected. And as a matter of fact, I corrected myself last night. It's on the record and in the record that I made a mistake in uh, Dante Wilder versus Zane, right? I said he got knocked out in the 8th round, but it was actually the 5th round. So I stood corrected and I corrected myself. And I think that is the honorable thing to do when a journalist makes a mistake. He corrects the mistake and moves on, right? That puts him in a position where what he says is considered as legitimate and not just hearsay or speculation. And like I said, I think it's a lot of cats out there. I can name 5 or 6 that I know for certain that does well with YouTube financially, right, and still perpetrates fraud with the truth. I mean, just whoppers, right? And in some instances, I'm left with a hole in the bag. With, man, I gotta say something to dude about that. In fact, I do, but I don't just, you know what I mean, get belligerent with it and call him out, right? I try to, send him drop him a comment in the comment section, tell him, hey man, you know what I'm saying, keep it real, keep it 100. And he hasn't really said nothing, but I know he know what I'm saying, and I think that I hope that that's enough to deter his perpetrating fraud. That's a good, easy way of saying lying. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's what that is. If a person is not telling the truth, he's lying. And I represent the truth. I'm quite sure that is appreciated. But anybody in the chat got anything of value, of substance they want to bring up? Gil Cole, got anything pertinent we can talk about this morning on my first show, on my first morning show? Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I have something to bring up. Gil Cole, you seem to believe that it's a total impossibility that Frank the Ghost Martin can't win this fight against Gervonte Davis. Me personally, as hungry as Frank Martin is, and the work that he puts in to be able to beat his opponent, not just Gervonte Davis, but his opponent being whoever that may be. But in this case, it's Gervonte Davis. I think that Frank Martin is ready to prove to the world that he's a better boxer than Gervonte Davis. Again, I'm not taking anything from Gervonte Davis, but for me, for Gervonte Davis to prove that he is that guy, at the 135-pound mark, this is the fight to prove that to me, right? That he is that guy, that he is basically and virtually unbeatable. Now, he has demonstrated good skills, good technique, right? But the thing that really pushes me back from Gervonte Davis is he hasn't fought the top echelon of that division or at the 140-pound division. He hasn't fought anybody in the top tier of those divisions. And with that, I have every right I have every right to assert that Gervonte Davis is beatable. He needs to fight somebody that has called him out. A lot of cats that have called Gervonte Davis out, and he has not did anything toward making that fight happen. But what he has done, which he does a lot of, is another thing that bothers me about Gervonte Davis. He does a lot of chat. Does a lot of talking. He does a lot of chatter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And those type of cats lead me to believe, as an ex-boxer, you know what I'm saying, that they have something that's dissuading them from getting in the ring with the person that called them out. Now, I'm quite sure Mr. Cole has something to rebut that, and he's capable. He's quite capable of rebutting it. But the fact remains the same. I want to see Gervonte Davis fight somebody on a top tier level to convince me that he is as good as he say he is. Uh, uh, Shook Winsell said, uh, yeah, Gil. I think he's a credible opponent. I think he's a very credible opponent. That's why I continue to say that this is the type of fight that Frank Martin could win because he's a credible, hungry opponent. Now, I know that Gervonte Davis could knock you out with one punch. He can put you on your back. He's done that on multiple occasions. But the only problem I have with that is the quality. The quality of the fighter in the ring with Gervonte Davis. Now, again, Gervonte is pretty slick, right? He has some talent when it comes to manipulating his opponents to get him in the position that he wants to get him in. He does that quite well. But can he do that with a viable candidate? Can he do that with a slick candidate, with a slick opponent? I mean, this is what my problem is, y'all. I have not seen him stick and move with a viable opponent that's what he does. An undefeated viable opponent that has demonstrated that he's slick, he's evasive, he has skills, and he ain't prepared to lose. That's the type of opponent that I need to see Tank Davis run through. Not just run through, because that's what the clamor is. The clamor is that Gervonte Davis is the type of boxer that will run through you, whoever you are. And that's exactly what Gervonte Davis says. Absolutely. He will get all the credit in the world from me, especially if he whoops Frank Martin. Absolutely. Absolutely. All Tank has to do is to win that fight. And I'm good. I am totally if he beats Frank Martin, you see how much uh credibility that I'm putting in him beating Gervonte Davis. I'm putting a lot into the belief that he'll whoop Tank Davis. So I'm saying that I think that Frank Martin is a hidden talent, if you will, right? That's ready to spring out on Gervonte Davis and beat him. Frank Martin said a couple of days ago that he got to knock uh, Gervonte Davis out. He got to knock him out. You know what I mean? He feels like he can't leave the win, contrary to the fact that if he pulverizes him in front of the judges, he said that he got to knock him out because he don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges. And you're correct, Triple Cell. He's Frank. Frank Martin is humble and he's confident. Those are one of the two components that tend to spill over into the ring and uh, makes the job less difficult uh, to the person that has those type of confidence and those type of belief systems. Right, Frank Martin got now. I'm just telling y'all, this is gonna be a good fight, but I believe you know what I mean, and I'm not just saying that just to get some opposition, some opposition drilling, uh, rolling or running. Right, I seriously believe that Frank Martin's gonna pull this off. Wouldn't that be something though? I don't. I mean, it's kind of it's kind of a bad thing because if Frank Martin whoops Gervonte Davis, his career is already made. Uh, okay, Gil. That's a pretty good question. But the fact of the matter is when he fought Barrios, when Barrios fought Ugas, he fought him at the 147 pound, in the 147 pound division. Right now, I don't know. Maybe now this is speculation. Maybe at 147, Barrios carried his weight better than he did at the lower weight. I don't know, but I'm just saying that was a good fight between Barrios and Gervonte Tank Davis. And let the record reflect, Gil, that in my opinion, Barrios had Tank Davis beat on the record on points before he got knocked out. That was a good fight, but I think uh, Mario Barrios was ahead of Gervonte Davis on points in that fight. And another thing, now that we on this on this issue about Gervonte Davis, Rolly, Rolly, heart to heart. Shout out to heart to heart. Okay, that's your opinion, heart to heart. And like I said, June the 15th, one of us is going to be wrong, right? And as an ex-boxer, I'm putting a lot of faith in what I see, as opposed to you've never been in the ring, my man. Good morning to you too. So, and don't forget to hit that subscription button when you jump in and out of this channel, brother. Heart to heart. But and I appreciate your support. But I am not taking anything away from Gervonte Tank Davis. But I just don't think that Gervonte Tank Davis is going to be. I just don't think he's going to be around that long. He doesn't. Hey, look, Gil. I don't know. I'm not quite sure you don't look at things in this light like I do in reference to uh, how a boxer succeeds beyond the pale of being in the ring using his fist, right? There's another component associated with a boxer's ability to last in the ring, last in the sport for a long time, right? And that is the psychological approach that a boxer has when he goes in the ring with each opponent, right? And that is one of the things that's a takeaway from Gervonte Tank Davis, right? It's a psychological, my psychological analysis of of Gervonte Tank Davis is that he is not psychologically prepared for longevity, in my opinion. Uh, again, uh, again, heart to heart, that is your opinion, and you're entitled to that opinion. But in my opinion, your statement makes a lot of sense, but you have opposition that okay, okay, okay. I believe that too, Gil. But heart to heart, but it's just certain parts of Frank's, it's certain things in Frank's arsenal that have clinks in it. And my now I'm saying, hey, check this out, man. I want y'all to understand one thing. I don't have a dislike for John T. Davis. I'm saying the thing that I say as an ex boxer. With a my thing, I had a hell of a jab, right? Like I could deliver a 5 or 6 punch jab, right? And I knew how to move you where I wanted to move you with that jab. You know what I'm saying? So if if now you this is in the hypothetical. I'm trying to give y'all a variance in how I perceive things and how Frank Javante has uh, uh, certain elements in his game that are beatable, right? A person with a strong jab that has the mental capacity to work that jab to keep a boxer off balance would tear Tank Davis up, man. I'm trying to tell you. Now, is that Gil Cole? Is that considered in your thought process when you deal with Gervonte Tank Davis versus the proclivity that another boxer or a Frank Martin could come in with a strong jab and uh, working on Gervonte Tank Davis? Question. I, I got you on that. See. Good. Actually, I'm gonna tell you something about that question, Gil. Actually, Hey, now this is a good question, but it's kind of beyond the pale of the question, right? You said at the 135, right? But I'm gonna say this. This is why I always told you, brother, that I thought that Devin Haney could whoop Gervonte Davis, right? Given the correct training and with Devin Haney's jab, right? I thought that he could keep Gervonte Davis at bay. That's the thing with Gervonte. You got to keep. You got the only way you're gonna beat you. And look, check this out. The only way you're gonna beat Gervonte Davis is to keep him at bay, keep him suspect and thinking, right, and keep him thinking. You can't let him. You can't let him. You know what I'm saying? Get into his regiment. Heart to heart, I explained that on another podcast. I can't answer that. I cannot answer that. But here's what I will say to you on that question, right? Go back and look at Lenore's fight. Go back and look at most of Devin Haney's fights before he became world class, right? And watch how he protects himself with that high guard on every fight, every fight. Devin Haney protects himself. Linares was hooking all night. Linares was hooking all night when he fought Devin Haney, and he would run right into that high guard on every punch. And Devin Haney was sway, right, and proceed with a counter. You know what I mean? So I can't answer why Devin Haney didn't do what he normally did and use a high guard against Ryan Garcia. I can't answer that. But I will say this. Had I been in the ring with him, he wouldn't have lost that fight. He would not have lost that fight if I'd been in the ring with him in his ear. I'm telling you. I'm telling you he would have lost that fight. Because I would have known what to tell that man, right, to get him on track. After the first knockdown. Now, I'm gonna say this on the record. Gil Cole, heart to heart, I had conversation with Bill on the same issue. His dad, Bill Haney and I are really close, right? And I had this was the night of the fight, and I was so upset that I said a few things that I probably shouldn't have said to Bill Haney, right? But the fact remains the same. I did tell Bill Haney that I thought that I should have been in the ring with him that night. Okay. Heart, I could appreciate your analysis, and it looks like to me that you do follow boxing. But we'll see. We'll see if Frank Martin comes out and oh, let's get Gil, heart to heart. Let's look at this here. Now they've sparred together. They sparred on once. I don't know. I do know once, right? And the Gil, uh, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. No, and I'm gonna say this. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm gonna say this to you personally, right? It ain't about the rematch with the Hanes. You know what I mean? Right? It's about that bag. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a certain at the end of the day that a rematch is more than likely gonna happen. Trust me. Trust me. I personally, I'm telling you, I personally know the Haneys, man. Hey, I got you. I got that. I got that. That's real talk. Me too. Me too. And I'm gonna say this again. Don't be fooled by what they saying, man. I'm telling you. Don't be fooled by what the Haney's are saying. That's all. I'm saying because I don't want him to go, hey, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? But they about that bag, man. They about that bag. But where's that guy at? Where's Heart to Heart at? Heart to Heart came with some serious allegations, Gil. But I like this type of chat. This type of chat, man. This is the kind of chat that really gets me. Hey, Gil. Is that what he said? No, come on, Gil. Dale said he didn't want them Ryan problems no more. Is that quote unquote, brother? Without that, wait a minute, Gil. Without the interview right after the fight, if that's the interview right after the fight, brother, uh, uh, I think what Dave said was after finding out that Ryan Garcia was a cheater, that that he went to no extremes to win, and that he could have did some serious damage to his life. I think that he said he don't want to have nothing else to do with uh, Ryan Garcia. Not because he was scared, but he couldn't trust Ryan Garcia. I think that was more so the case than he didn't want to fight Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney, come on, Gil, you know darn well Devin Haney is who I'm talking about Gervonte Davis. Gervonte Davis was called out multiple times uh, about Gervonte Davis. And he constantly and continuously found an explanation to say no. Yeah, hey, heart to heart, you gotta. I like you, man, because I mean, you come with the real. So does Gil Cole. I like y'all on this chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them chats, man, they don't keep it real. They just be, you know what I'm saying, rambling on, right? But y'all bring up some serious stuff that needs to be addressed, and I like that. You know what I mean? That's what this chat is about. That's why I'm gonna grow this. I'm gonna grow this chat to leaps and bounds. That's what I'm gonna do. That's true. That's true, Gail. But well, wait a minute. Which Kodo? Margarita? No. Which one cheated? Let me see. Let me see. Oh wow. I can't. I can't see that, man. Damn. Hey, Gil found out Margarita. Okay, Margarita cheated. Okay, but he wanted to run it back, right? Okay, I got that. Now, I mean, the assessment is, I mean, the answer to that is, or the question that should be asked, why did he want to run? Why did Cotto want to run that back after he found out he got cheated? You know what I mean? I mean, I mean, there obviously. Hey, Gil, we're not having a misunderstanding about Devin Haney. I'm quite sure because you and I mean, you might have a different opinion when it comes to Devin Haney and Gervonte Davis, but I think that we're on the same page when it comes to Devin Haney, right? And I'm quite sure that a lot of people are saying, "Well, he throwing the towel in." Man, that's a bunch of buffoonery. That youngster is a warrior. You know what I mean? And I said that to say that basically we're on the same page when it comes to the Haney. I've also asserted that I may be a little biased when it comes to Devin because I love that youngster like a nephew on the real, right? And for that reason, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't try to be, but sometimes I might slip out there, woo woo, right? And for that, I'm ask y'all forgiveness. But the fact of the matter is that I think that Devin Haney is, and I made a video a couple of days about that, is still one of the best boxers in the world. And I say that not because of the loss or because of being influenced to say it because of my lifestyle. Just like I say that because under the right circumstances, I believe that Devin Haney could be unbeatable. Okay, okay, that's your opinion. That's good. That's okay. I got that. But I do. I just so Gil, do you think I don't know how to answer this question. You actually think that Ryan Garcia is a oh, tell me this. What makes Ryan Garcia a better uh, boxer than Devin Haney? What makes him that left hand? Anybody in the chat? Heart to heart. What makes uh, Ryan Garcia a better boxer than Devin Haney? The win, the left hand. Help me out with that. Heart to heart. Can you help me out with that? Oh wait, wait. I don't think you. I don't, yeah, but no, I don't think heart to heart is an agreement. Oh, okay, I got you. I was just gonna correct myself on that. My bad, heart to heart. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Heart to heart, I agree. I agree. Uh, Gil Cole, did you see that comment about heart to heart? Heart to heart, I know a little boxing too, y'all. So we ain't in this on our by ourselves, y'all. We got some people in the house in this chat. Ain't that many at this juncture, but it will be that are down with some boxing. That's right. Heart to heart. Um, Devin Haney got that dog. Dog. He got that dog. Gil, you heard that. You heard that, did you? You know what, Gil, I'm kind of leaning towards concurring. I'm kind of leaning towards concurring with the last part of the statement that he knew. Okay. Okay, heart to heart. Okay. Damn. Okay. I shall. Hey, heart to heart. You wanna share who that person was? That person that shared that uh at boxing insight. Because that was pretty realistic. You know what I mean? The purpose. That's true. That's true. Hello, Gil. You in the house? Did you read Heart to Heart? He talked to somebody in the boxing world. So now this goes to Gervonte Davis and Frank Martin. Purpose, purpose, man, man. What happened to That's true. Shout out to Heart to Heart. That's true. They're the most dangerous. Okay. Wait a minute. Is that wait a minute? Okay, was the guy a 147 pounder that you was talking to? Heart to Heart, X 147 X 147 pounder. We got some smarties in the chat today. We got some smarties in the chat today. Gil calls day. That also applies to Tank. Tank will stay on top. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I? Hey, Hard. Did I mention that? Did I mention that guy? Wait a minute. Hey, Hard. Where you from, bud? Where you from? Hard. Where you from? I know where Gil from. Gil is from the land of milk and honey, Florida. Are you from? Wait a minute. Heart. You from Louisiana, huh? Okay. What part? What part? What part? That's where I was born. Out. Yeah. That's a Lafayette. Okay, brother. Okay, I'm from Shreveport. I was born in Shreveport, Sheridan Hospital. Gil, you make a compelling argument, brother. You make a compelling argument, right? And I'm with all that, right? I mean, it's hard to absolutely shout out to Louisiana. Uh, you make a compelling argument, Gil. No doubt about it. But I just think that this is going to be one of those nights, like the Ryan Garcia and the Devin Haig night, uh, that Frank Martin's going to pull it off. Now I've heard of the block. I've heard of the block. Well, what you say? Where'd you where'd you visit? Where'd you get have? Where'd you take notice of these people? In Rome, Rome, Roman in the Roman days. On what did you hear about that at heart to heart? Yeah, Gil, you made a compelling argument on that last entry, brother. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's what I'm saying, Gil. That's oh really? Okay, okay. Let me make sure I recall those names. Say, heart to heart. You have any boxing background? Anissa, I'm gonna call you back. I'm at work right now. I'm on the air. I'll call you back. Hey, let me see. June the 15th. That's like what? 5 days away? Come on, man. Oh, let me throw the bow, bow, bow. Let me throw that hook. Bow. Y'all see that hook? Bow. That's a hook. Clean, clean off the off the left foot, off the toe, the big toe. Bow, bow. Hey, they already did that. Heart to heart. They did that. They already did that. They did that about, I think, like a week after the fight. Where did they go? Where did they go? I forget which island, but they did that. They did that. Damn. Yeah, they did that. Heart to heart. Actually, no, it wasn't just them. It was like they want some family time together. The family. It was like all of them went. It was like it's like I want to say like I'm gonna say like from 7 to 10 went. It's a bunch of them hangies. And I don't know if you know it. I don't know if y'all know it, but the baby girl uh and the baby boy are also athletes. They're in tennis. Okay, wait a minute, wait. Okay, okay. Gil Cole. I, you know, I want to think AAB has grown up and might pull this off, but they're doing a they're doing great promotion, right? So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I don't know, because Blair the Flair Cobbs is talking a lot of stuff. Now the talk is cheap, right? And a couple, like yesterday, AB finally with AB and did some crazy stuff, right? So I don't know. I think AB might pull this off though. A heart to heart. I'll mention that to him, man, on the real. Heart to heart, I will have conversation with him about that, brother. For real, for real. That's my boy, but he get on my nerves sometimes. I get on his. But those are men relations, good relations, right? It ain't I ain't gonna blow no smoke up your butt and don't expect none. You know what I mean? And when I catch him slipping, and that's what the relationship about with me with he and I, right? I catch him slipping, right? I check him. You know what I mean? I check him. Woo! And it's all man, because that's what we as men, especially as black men, we need to get back to checking one another, not with no pistols, not with no trying to kill nobody, right? But out of love and respect, we need to be able to check one another, right? We need to have a corrective measure behavior as men. Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I will have that conversation with bro. I ain't talked to him in about a week. Anyway, I'm kind of like, why you, why you ain't called? You know what I'm saying? But he my boy. That's my boy. But anyway, folks, uh, Gil, heart to heart, I'm gonna break this one off, brother. But let's see, what's tomorrow? I'll be back tomorrow at 9 or 10. I'm gonna post a notification. So pass pass what we talking about along to your friends, man. Help me build this channel. And uh I've stated this many times. When this chat gets up to the level that uh I want it to be, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach back because that's the school I came from, and I've said this on many occasions. My thing is to push unity, help my people. That's what I'm about, right? So with that in mind, man, y'all support the channel, man, and with that, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, share my videos with your friends and your relatives, and drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what y'all think about who gonna win that fight between Gervonte Davis and Frank the Bank, not Frank the Ghost. I call him Frank the Bank. Frank, that's because that's old school. Frank the Bank Martin. With that, see ya. I can't cut that. What the heck? I this thing ain't working. Oh, that's why. I forget. I thought this was my other computer. I can use the screen and touch it, but I can't.